No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. Abby Zimmett. Good afternoon. My name is Masuma Taqvi, and my talk is about children who we should also care about. When school days were coming closer, me and my mom went school shopping. As I was buying things, my mom kept on telling me to stick to the supply list. But there were just so many other things that I also wanted to buy, so I started to get things that were pretty and that made me happy. But then my mom put some of them away. It kind of made me sad, but then my mom said to me, "Be happy with what you are getting now, because there are many children out there that don't even get new things for school, or some don't even have any." That left me thinking. The whole ride home, I thought about it. So during my solitude and reflection, I realized that I don't know how it feels like to not have new clothes, new book bag, or new school supplies for a new school year. Then I talked to my dad about those children. My dad said he knew many children that were like that. They didn't have any new school supplies for a new school year. So then one day, my dad took me to meet those refugee children. I went to each refugee family's house and met them and talked to them. Some had been living in America for years and some had just moved. Me and my dad talked to their families. My dad talked to the parents and I talked to the kids. I asked them kids some questions like how old they were, what they liked to do, and what's their favorite color. But one girl I met, she was disabled from her legs and was about my age. She couldn't really talk properly and didn't go to a regular school like I did. She was so glad and happy that I talked to her and played with her. She said after she came here from her home back in Iraq, she didn't meet someone who was actually happy talking to her. So then I asked her what kind of gift does she want, toys, makeup, jewelry, shoes, but she said no. She wanted a book bag with wheels so she can roll it around in her wheelchair. Wow. So then I got her a book bag, a Mickey Mouse book bag with wheels. Then I remembered all those other children that I met, and they didn't have any supplies. So I said to my dad, we should think about them too. So as Eid was coming along with the new school year, me and my Sunday school children got the refugee children's school supplies, like books, color pencils, binders, papers, and school supplies, and gave it to them as Eid gifts. Eid is an Islamic religious holiday where people and families come together and celebrate the completion of the month of Ramadan. So we should think about these children too. I was so glad to see those kids smile. These children, their lives and futures are important as well. I wouldn't consider these children poor, because let's think about what the term refugee really means. Well, a refugee is a person who has been forced to leave their country in order to escape war, persecution, or natural disaster. I would like to share a video with you. So, there are many children like this we should also care about. When Ramadan was coming closer, we went to give the refugee families food supplies. And listening to their stories was so shocking. I remember one kid I met, his family had just recently moved from Syria a month ago, and he was 5 years old and was stuck with tumor. Their family was getting it cured back in their country, but the war affected the families over there so badly, so in order to save the lives of their children, their father had no choice but to come here. But here, the family doesn't have enough money. So in order to create the future, I go and meet the refugee children in my community that I know, and we get together as a community and help those families. If you know any refugees, you can help them too. Like even if in our community, one family takes the charge of one refugee kid, this could easily solve the problem and make these kids happy. Or even if you would like to help them in a different way, go for it. Even if once a month or two, you go and meet these refugee children and talk to them and listen to how they're feeling, this could also make them happy. These children and their families are going through a lot. In most of families here in America, the father of the children don't have, the responsible men in the house don't have money and jobs. These families have hope in all of us to help them. The struggle that these families go through are very critical. For example, children suffer the most. More than half of Syrian refugees are under age 18. Many of them have lost parents, siblings, seen their houses and communities bombarded, and their schools destroyed. My EL design principle is empathy and caring. So you can also help these children. Trust me, these children go through a lot. Imagine being all independent, living in your country where your house is, your friends are, your school is, your family is, and all of a sudden you lose everything and move somewhere where you are dependent on others, not being able to live in the homes properly. It is very difficult. Imagine how we go to school for 5 years or more, how much attached we get to the environment, the teachers, the friends, the staff, and how hard and difficult it is to leave and go to another school. Well, if we feel like this for just school, then how hard it is for these children to leave the place where they were from the first day they were born. So I would encourage you to help out and come out and help these children. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, you must be the change that you wish to see in the world. Thank you.